Hello YouTube. In today's video I'm going to be fitting the barrel bends to my forestock. So, very important thing to mention right away is that I looked at the shape of the bend itself, and what I see is that we don't have flat sides going from this step here where the barrel bend sits on top of the wood. We don't have it going flat and then tapering down. We actually have it kicking out and then tapering down. So kicking out and tapering down. What this means is that this width here towards the middle of the barrel bend is actually higher than at the top here, where it sits on top of the forestock. So when I'm filing the forestock to shape, I'm going to have to keep that in mind, and instead of filing completely flat, I'm going to be filing at an angle, kind of like that first, so I leave this middle section being the widest, basically. So in order to start, because right now my barrel bend can't even go on this rear one, in order to start, I've decided I'm going to mark it off. So I found a paint mixing stick. It's currently wider than the width here at the top that I need, but it may actually provide a good starting point for me. So what I'm going to do is use it as a spacer to follow the contour of the barrel, and have my pencil next to it and just mark off on the sides here on top where my barrel tapers off, basically. So in order for me to do that, we're going to put the forestock back on the receiver, make sure that it's seated correctly, and my pencil kind of in the middle, and we're going to try and draw a line all the way to here, to the back. So again, oops, kind of like that. I do see a line, which is great. Now we're going to go on the other side and do the exact same thing. So I'll place my pencil next to the shim. You should be able to see those pencil lines, hopefully, right there. So we've got our starting point. You can see how uneven the stock was as far as having more wood on this side than on this side. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't put the barrel bend on. So here are both sides now. You should be able to see that they are much better now, much more even. Let's see if we can actually put the barrel band on. And as you can see, it does start. Now I'll be reducing the overall width of the front here. So I'm actually going flat. The shape is getting to be pretty even. Probably around here is where I'm going to start seeing how it aligns with the barrel and whether or not it actually pushes the barrel one side or the other, and I'm going to start correcting. So when I get it to about here is when I'm going to start doing that. I wanted to show you real quick that I am making progress. As you can see right now, the rifle is in the forestock and barrel band is sitting on it pretty much even. So that's kind of good news. And I'm just checking. Basically, I'm trying to look through and see where I have some empty space, basically, or where it's binding currently, so I can figure out which side to take material from and so on and so forth. So this is the important fitting right now. We're going to try to put the band on and all the way back. We'll check for alignment. It seems to be keeping the barrel straight. Yeah. And it's tight and the barrel is pressed down. Alright YouTube, disaster struck, and the front side base basically fell apart. So the reason why I started touching the front sight was because the barrel band, Krag or Winchester barrel band, would not go over the front sight. So it's a dovetail front sight, so I tried to remove it. I struck it maybe once with the brass punch, and the whole front base basically came off of this sleeve, I guess. So it was soldered on, and it just popped off instantly, as in I just struck it once, struck the front sight once, and this thing came off. Now that that is off, we can check the fit of the Winchester one, and it kind of sits down, which is actually pretty good. I could easily form it to sit properly in the barrel. Life goes on. I've decided that I'm going to continue fitting the upper band to the forestock, and I'll figure out what to do with the front sight later. So I'm going to follow the same exact process. Okay, so I've now cut this barrel band into the stock. Seems to be aligned correctly. We'll see once I put the barrel in. Here you can see how it turned out. Oh, okay, like this. So now I'm just gonna shape the front, basically cut that little I don't know, slant basically, and we'll see. I marked where my barrel bend stops right now, so we'll see how it looks once I cut that slant in. Here's what I did with the base. I hope you can see. Basically, I've discovered that a lot of it has come loose, and so I cut it off, basically. So I cut off a big chunk of it on top. My idea is that I may just mill a dovetail in here, probably lengthwise, and put a base in to replicate how the base looks on the original barrel, and then put a blade in, which is basically the original blade in here. I don't know if that's going to work out. I need to consult my gunsmith for that. But in any case, this piece, or this part of the base here, was loose already, basically. I mean, the sight was probably done such a long time ago that it just came apart as soon as I touched it, basically. So I just filed around without touching the barrel, basically, and then cut off those pieces. And then I discovered some more scratches under there and all that. This one was fitted to the wood, but now that I'm putting it on the barrel, basically it lifted off. So I'm gonna have to fit it with basically to the barrel now. So the way I've been going at it is putting it on and then probably use this mallet, taking it off, checking where I've got. You can see a little shiny spot, so I'm checking for these shiny spots, and then taking a little bit of sandpaper and just taking care of those shiny spots. Alright, I think I've got it now. Let's see. There we go. Barrel is in the center, which I can see here, and perfectly pressed up against the stock. Now the only thing left is to basically fit the handguard to the lower barrel bend, because right now the handguard is going to be too long, and then we can immediately see that the handguard currently protrudes past the area or inletting in the forestock that the ring rests against. I think that's pretty good.